Hello guys, so I'm back today, and today I want to talk about preparation of insoluble salts. But the last time, on my last video, I talked about preparation of soluble salts, and I talked about most of the things, or most of the methods that we can use to prepare soluble salts. For example, I talked about when you react a metal with an acid, a metal oxide with an acid, a metal hydroxide with an acid, and a metal carbonate with an acid, and direct synthesis. That is direct combination of metal. So today I want to talk about uh, preparation of insoluble salts. So, how do we prepare soluble salts? So, first, ask yourself, what is an insoluble salt? So, an insoluble salt is a salt that does not dissolve in water. Yeah, it doesn't dissolve. Yeah, so it will be either formed at the bottom of maybe the beaker if you are preparing it, or it will be formed as a white precipitate. So today I want us to prepare insoluble salt. So these are salts that are prepared when two soluble salts combine to form a soluble salt and an insoluble salt. So this is called a double decomposition or precipitation reaction. So precipitation reaction is a reaction in which solids are formed from two aqueous solutions. For example, if we take calcium sulfate and react it with sodium carbonate. So calcium sulfate, we react it with the sodium uh, carbonate. So sodium carbonate is a soluble salt. It's an aqueous solution, and calcium sulfate is also an aqueous solution. That's a soluble salt. So if we react the two salts, we will form a soluble salt and an insoluble salt. So, what is the product? We take calcium sulfate, react it with sodium carbonate. So, we will have calcium carbonate plus sodium sulfate. So, calcium carbonate is an insoluble salt, while sodium sulfate is a soluble salt. So we can write an ionic equation on that. We can write an ionic equation on that because uh, you know we must remove or we must rule out or we must identify the spectator ions. So these are ions that do not undergo change during a chemical reaction. So if you write an equation, you must make sure that you identify the spectator ions in that equation for you to come up with the final ionic equation for the formation of um, that insoluble salt. Remember, we are talking about preparation of insoluble salt, and I've given the first example as maybe calcium sulfate, which is a soluble salt reacting with the sodium carbonate, which is also an aqueous solution. So these are two aqueous solutions reacting to form one insoluble salt and a soluble salt. That's another aqueous uh, solution. So I'm going to give the second example. So we have barium chloride, barium chloride, which is aqueous. So remember when we were preparing soluble salts, I talked about all these salts, and all these salts are formed when metals or metal oxide or metal hydroxide or metal carbonates are reacting with acids. So when these metals react with acid, we will form, different soluble salts. And these are the salts that we are using in preparing insoluble salts. There are two aqueous solutions. The two aqueous solutions are, combining. I've talked about double decomposition. The two aqueous solutions are combining, and when they combine, they form one insoluble salt and an aqueous solution that is a soluble um, salt. So we have said that barium chloride is an aqueous solution reacting with potassium sulfate. So we will form barium sulfate plus potassium chloride. So as an insoluble salt, there is barium sulfate. Barium sulfate is an insoluble salt that will be formed after maybe writing an ionic equation. So that is all about preparation of insoluble salts. So if you want more details on preparation of insoluble salts, I want you to join my master class. I will drop the link after this so that you can get more of more of the teachings of preparation of salts and everything. So see you on my next video when I'll be talking about actions of heat on salts. Remember, I am very strategic. I'm going topic after topic so that you be able to master the chemistry that will help you, when you're preparing for the final examination.